And Super Tuesday is just one day away when Ohio voters head to the polls and cast their vote for the Republican nominee for president. Former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich joins us now to talk about his candidacy. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Speaker.
It's great to be with you, and it's great to talk with folks. I was just in the Toledo area on Saturday, actually, so glad to talk with you.
All right, and we appreciate your time this morning. And let's get right to it. Ohio is hurting. Ohioans want jobs. They want the economy to turn around. If elected president, how do you propose you'd go about doing that?
Well, first, I think we need an American energy plan that makes us independent of the Middle East. We also need to replace the Environmental Protection Agency with a brand new Environmental Solutions Agency. Ohio gets 80% of its electricity from coal, and the current EPA is very anti-coal, so it's raising the cost of energy and killing manufacturing in Ohio by making it too expensive. I'd want to go in the opposite direction. We want a tax policy that lets businesses write off all their new equipment in 1 year so that we can have the most modern equipment in the world to compete with China and India and successfully win that competition. We also want to have an energy policy that produces so much new energy that we can get the price of gasoline down to $2.50 or less per gallon. Ohio has a lot of potential natural gas and some significant amounts of oil in the new discoveries in shale, and I think that could be a big boost to the Ohio economy. In North Dakota, where they've been developing oil, they now have 3.5% unemployment. That would be a lot better kind of future for all of us. So I very much want to work to have more manufacturing jobs, to have a greater opportunity for us to compete in the world market, and to have the kind of tax code that leads people to invest in America rather than send the money overseas.
I don't know anybody who wouldn't like to see gas return to $2.50 a gallon, but given that crude oil is openly traded, how can any price point be thrown out there as a guarantee?
It's not a guarantee, it's a goal. But the fact is that I can show you people who want it to be much more expensive. The current Secretary of Anti-Energy, Dr. Chu, has said, said publicly he wants us to pay European price levels. That's $9 or $10 a gallon. This is not a secret, and as recently as last week, he testified at the U.S. House, and when asked what he was going to do to lower gas prices, he said nothing. He said he's trying to get people to buy vehicles that don't use gasoline. So, I think it's pretty clear to say that the Obama administration has no interest in $2.50 gallon gasoline. And you're right, there is a world market on gasoline just as there is on natural gas. But because of dramatic increases in production, the cost of natural gas has dropped from $8 a thousand cubic feet to about $3 or less. If you applied that same kind of pattern to gasoline, you'd have a dramatic drop in cost. It's just supply and demand. If we opened up offshore and if we opened up federal lands, if the president would sign the Keystone Pipeline, which would bring 700,000 barrels a day from Canada to Houston, all those things would dramatically improve where we are.
Mr. Speaker, it wasn't too long ago, I believe right after your victory in South Carolina, that you asked the other conservatives in the race to drop out and unite behind you as I believe your wording was the conservative alternative to Mitt Romney. Now, things haven't been going so well since then. Rick Santorum has piled up some victories. If tomorrow doesn't go how you'd like it to go, will you stay in the race?
Well, I think the key has always been, could I carry Georgia? Georgia has the largest number of delegates. It's my home state. The last two polls indicate I'm going to carry Georgia by 4 or 5 times the margin that Romney got in Michigan. So I will win most of the delegates in Georgia, and that will put me back in the middle of the race. I'm going to do, apparently the poll came out last night in Tennessee where we're surging. I think we have a real chance to do much better in Oklahoma. I'm going to come in third, I think, in Ohio, but I hope to come in well enough to pick up delegates. As you know, there are at least 18 delegates that Santorum isn't even competing for because he didn't get anybody on the ballot. So Ohio's in play for me, probably to come in third, but hopefully to pick up some delegates.
Mr. Speaker, any last words you want to share with Toledo and Northwest Ohio voters before the big day tomorrow?
Sure. Look, I think all I'll say is I think this is the most important election of our lifetime. I think we very badly need a leader who can debate Barack Obama and win, and we need a leader who actually knows how to get back to a balanced budget and knows how to create jobs. I've done that twice on creating jobs with Ronald Reagan. We created 16 million jobs. With Bill Clinton, we created about 11 million new jobs. And I'm the only Speaker of the House in modern times who's had 4 consecutive balanced budgets. So I think we need real leadership to get out of the mess we're in.
All right, Newt Gingrich, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.